You've probably heard the term before. You might even know the basics. But here's what most people miss. Market sizing is not a math exercise. It's a decision-making tool. Every time a consultant, strategist, or investor sizes a market, there's a real business question behind it. Question like, should we enter this market or walk away? Is this startup worth investing $10 million in? Do we double down in Germany or pivot to Poland? The number itself is almost secondary. What matters is the clarity and confidence it brings to a high-stakes decision. Three people who use it and why. The consultant. The consultant walks into a client engagement. The client, say a large FMCG company, wants to launch a new product line in Eastern Europe. Before building a strategy, before talking about pricing or distribution, the consultant needs to answer one fundamental question. Is there enough of a market here to make this worth pursuing? Market sizing gives them the answer. Quickly, structurally, and defensively. The strategist. Inside a company, the head of strategy faces a different version of the same problem. Limited budget. Multiple opportunities on the table. She needs to prioritize, and market sizing helps her compare apples to apples. Market A is worth 500 million euros and growing. Market B is worth 2 billion euros but shrinking. Where do we place our bet? Market sizing turns gut feeling into structured reasoning. The investor, VC or PE investor, is looking at a pitch deck. The founder claims their startup will generate 50 million euros in revenue within 3 years. The investor's first instinct? Is the total market even big enough to support that? If the entire market is worth 80 million euros, that revenue target is either fantasy or it assumes near total market domination. Either way, it's a red flag. Market sizing is the investor's reality check. A quick example, Pepsi in Poland. Let's make this concrete. Imagine Pepsi's leadership is sitting in a boardroom. Someone proposes launching a new energy drink in Poland. Sounds exciting. But before anyone talks about branding, packaging, or distribution deals, someone in that room raises their hand and says, "Wait, how big is the energy drink market in Poland actually?" That's the right question. Because if the answer is 50 million euros, and Pepsi realistically captures 10% of it, that's only 5 million euros in revenue. Against a 50 million euro investment in production, marketing, and distribution, the math doesn't work. The project dies before it starts, and rightfully so. But if the market is 500 million euros and growing at 15% annually, suddenly the conversation changes completely. Same product, same idea, totally different decision, based entirely on market size. That's the power of this tool. What this means for your interview. When an interviewer asks you to size a market, they're not testing your arithmetic. They are testing whether you think like a decision maker. They want to see, can you structure ambiguity into a clear approach? Can you make reasonable assumptions under pressure? Can you connect a number to a business insight, not just calculate and go silent? The best candidates don't just land on a number. They say something like, the market is approximately 300 million euros, which suggests there's room for a new entrant, but it's not large enough to support more than 2 to 3 serious players. That's the difference between a calculator and a consultant. Key takeaway. Market sizing matters because business decisions are only as good as the thinking behind them. Whether you're a consultant advising a client, a strategist allocating budget, or an investor screening a deal, knowing how to size a market quickly and credibly is one of the most valuable skills you can bring to the table. And in your interview, it's your first chance to show them you think that way.